So in today's video, we'll be learning about how to make this pearl beaded basket the simple way, okay? This is simple and easy, and I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to make one yourself, okay? It all depends on the theme that you need it for. You can make it for wedding, you can make it for your Christmas or holidays that is coming. Hello everyone and welcome back. So I have here 10mm pearls over here, okay? This is what we are going to use for the basket. I'm using ivory or beige color, okay? That's what I'm using, and this is what it looks like. But it all depends on your theme that you are using it for. Look at this white one, okay? This is the white pearl bead that I have over here. It depends on the theme that you want to use it for, and this is the beige, okay? And this is what they look like. This is how the color look like. So there's also 8mm or 12mm too, okay? It's all available, and I'll be putting the link in the description box down below for you. If you need it, please click on the link and you get to the shop and buy it. So let me put this aside and let's get started. This is my 50-pound beading line or fishing line. This is my monofilament in size 50-pound, okay? You can use 7mm too. So let me push this bead aside. Let's get started. I'm starting with 4 bead. I'm going to put all these 4 bead on the line, okay? Just string the bead on the line like this. Then I'm going to hold the last bead and cross my right line into it like this, crisscross it like this, okay? And hold the lines together and pull down like this, okay? We have 1 unit done, okay? Now on my right and the left line, you see how the line split, the left and right? I'm adding 1 bead on each side of the line, and I'm going to cross into the third one and pull. So I add 1 bead to the left line, 1 bead to the right line like this. All right, I'm crossing both ends of my line into this third one, crisscross like this, hold the lines together and pull down like this, okay? Now we have 2 units done. We are going to repeat this again. I'm going to show you one more time on each side of the line, the right and the left, okay? Add 1 bead to each side of the line, and now I'm crossing into the third bead, this one, okay? And pull down, crisscross both ends of the line like this, okay? Hold your lines together and pull, and now we have 3 units done, okay? This is how it looks like, and I'm going to continue to make 9, okay? So I'll continue to make 6 more units to this one we made. And so make yours and I'll come back and meet you here. Let's make 9 of these units, all right? And now this is mine, okay? I completed mine. If you count, this is 9, all right? And this is what it looks like. So this is where my line is, okay, over here in this bead. So I'm going to weave my line back, okay, into the second bead. So I'm going to pull through this bead, this one, and go and enter the second bead, all right? I'm pulling through the first bead over here into the middle bead, all right? I'm going to pull through, enter this bead. This is the second bead. Going to enter this bead with my line. I'm going to hold the other line again, all right? We are going to move this line into this bead, come to the middle, into this one, into the middle bead again, then you cross into the top bead, all right? This angle like this. Now I hold my other line, pull through the next bead, come to the middle, pull through the middle bead, all right, like this, into this bead. I'm just making my way up the line into the second bead. That's all I'm doing here, all right? I'm going to pull through this middle bead and enter the second bead, all right, like this. Okay, now that my line is positioned into the top bead, okay, this second bead, I'm going to flip it over to my side. Let's start another row. I'm starting with 3 bead. hold the last bead, cross the right line into it and pull down. Okay, my right line, I'm going to pull it through the next bead. Pull through next bead like this, and on the left line I add 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down my right into the next bead. Alright, right line into the next bead, 2 beads to the left line, I cross with my right line and pull down my right line again into the next bead. Now I add 2 beads to the left line, I cross my right line into the last bead and pull. Okay, my right line again into the next bead, 2 beads to the left line like this, hold the last bead and cross my right line into it and pull down. I'm pulling through the next bead again, and on the left line I add 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. So now I'm going to enter the last bead. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Now I'm adding 2 beads to the right line. Add 2 beads to the right line like this, cross with the left line and pull. Okay, so over here too, we are going to go down 1 bead. Okay, we are going to start in the second bead, not this one but the next one. All right, so I'm going to make my way of the line into the second bead on this row. All right, I'm just weaving my line back into the bead to enter the top bead. Now I'm pulling through this middle bead over here, and I'm going to pull into the top bead. Okay, this is the second bead. I'm pulling the line through. Now the other line, I'm pulling through the middle bead into the next one, this bead over here. Okay, and I'm going to go up 1 bead and cross into the top bead like this. This is how the line is showing in the bead. Okay, we are starting again from this bead. I'm going to flip it like this over to my side. Then I add 3 beads to the left line, I cross my right line into it and pull. So let's continue again. Okay, my right line into the next bead. Alright, and my left line, I add 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down my right line again into the next bead. I pull through next bead, then I add 2 beads to the left line, I cross my right line into it and pull down into the next bead. Okay, with the right line and the left line, add 2 beads and cross it. This is the last bead. I'm pulling the right line through, and the same line, this is my right line, I add 2 beads to the right line, I cross again with the left line and pull down like this. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Because my line is short over here, I'm just going to weave my line back into the bead, secure it nicely and trim it off. Then I'll start again with a new line. Okay, so here I'm just weaving the line back into the bead to make sure it's well secured enough before I trim it off. It's my new line that I cut and I'm going to use again. I'm entering the next bead. Okay, ignore the first one, enter the second bead on this row. Okay, like this. This is where my line is. Ignore the first bead and enter the second bead. Now I add 3 beads to the left line like this. Okay, this is my left line. We are starting with 3 beads. Cross the right line into the last bead and pull my right line into the next bead. Alright, then I add 2 beads to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull down my right line into the next bead, which is the last bead on this row. Alright, I add 2 beads to the right line, and I'm going to cross my left line into it like this and pull down. Again, I'm going to work my way with the line and come to the top middle bead. Alright, the top middle bead. Here I'm weaving my line into the bead to come to the top bead. I'm going to cross into the top bead. The other line too, I'm going to weave it and come to the top bead. Alright, come through this bead into the top bead. Alright, this is how I'm just weaving my line back into the bead just to come to the top bead. Is the top middle bead. You see there are 3 beads at the top over here. I enter the middle one. You see, this is how the line is looking like in the middle bead, the top middle bead, okay? So now on my left line, I add 3 beads to the left line like this. I'm going to hold the last one and cross the right line into it and pull down. Cross like this and pull, okay? So now I'm going to weave the rest of the line back into the bead, secure it in the bead, then I trim it off. So just weaving back into the bead, make sure the lines are secured, and I'm pulling it tight, and also make this weave firm, okay? You can make it firm by weaving again through all the beads, all right? I'm just weaving the line back into the bead just to secure everything. This is what it looks like. So now this is what we are going to weave again on this side and complete it, okay? We are going to complete the same angle on this side and make sure it's also equal. This is the line, okay? I cut a new line. I'm going to ignore the first one and enter the second bead, okay? We are going down one step down, all right? Now on the left line, I'm adding 3 beads to the left line like this. All right, hold the last one, cross the right line into it and pull down. I'm pulling my right line again into the next bead. Then I add 2 beads to the left line. I cross the last one with my right line and pull my right line into the next bead. Then I add 2 beads to the left line like this, hold the last bead, cross the right line into it and pull down. Again, I'm going to pull through all this bead and add 2 beads to my left line, okay, to complete this row. So on this row, this is my last bead. I'm stopping it, okay? We are not entering the last one. We are stopping in second but last bead. Remember, we are going down one step, okay? So this is where I stop. I'm going to again start in the second bead, all right? So I'm weaving my line back into the bead to enter the second bead on this row, all right? This is how the line looks like, all right? I'm in the second bead over here. On this row, we are going to use the same technique, okay, until we stop in the second but last bead, all right? So I start with 3 beads and my right line into the next bead. I add 2 beads to the left line again, cross with the right line and pull down my right into the next bead. Then I add 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down my right line into the next bead, all right? 2 beads to the left line, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the last bead over here, okay? This is the last bead. Then I add 2 beads to the right line, I cross and pull down, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to start again in the next bead, all right? So now the line is in the second bead. I start with 3 beads, cross with the right line and pull into the next bead, all right? Then I add 2 beads to the left line, cross and pull down, okay? On this row too, this is the last bead I'm going to stop in. I add 2 beads to the right line, cross and pull down like this. So now I'm going to weave again and come to the middle bead, all right? I'm going to work my way of the line into the bead and come to the top bead, the top middle bead, all right? I'm coming to the middle bead over here, cross into the middle bead, hold the other line, walk the way and come into the top bead. Now I add, this is how I add my bead, all right? 2 beads and 1 on the right line. I'm going to hold the right line, cross the second bead on the left and pull. And this is what it looks like because I want my line to be in the top bead, okay? I'm going to weave again round into this bead and secure this bead over here. before I continue, okay? Make sure it's well firmed. Then cross back into the top bead, the corner bead over here. All right, this is where my line is. Now we complete the base of this basket. Okay, this is how it looks like. Very simple and easy to make. We are going to weave round the shape, okay? And I'm starting with 3 bead on the left line like this, okay? I put 3 bead on the left line with the last one and cross with the right line and pull. Now my right line into the next bead. We are using the same technique to weave around this shape too, okay? My right line into the next bead, all right? Then I add 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. My right into the next bead, pull through next bead, then 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. All right, like this. We are going to work the same method, the same technique, all right, around this shape until we complete. So now I complete the first one. I want to show you how you can step up and make more rows on top of this one, okay? And now this is the last bead. I'm going to pull my line through. This is the last bead, okay? I pull my line through the last bead and the one on the side over here, okay? I'm going to pull through the bead on the side. Let me turn it this way to see if you can see, okay? This side bead over here, I'm pulling my line through it, okay, like this. Then I'm going to take only 1 bead, crisscross my line into it and pull. So now I step up with my line again so I can start a new row. I'm starting with 3 bead on the left line. I cross with my right line and pull down. My right line again into the next bead, all right? Cross the second bead with the right line and pull. My right line again into this next bead and 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down. My right line again into the next bead, then I'll add 2 bead to the left line. I cross with my right line and pull. We are using the same technique, all right, to complete this row, okay? And we are going to make 7 rows, okay? So this is the second row we started and we are going to create 5 more rows. So we're going to continue to complete this one, step up until I make 7 rows. And these are the 7 rows that I made. I build on it, okay? And this is what it looks like. So now let's make a stand for this basket, okay? You see this 4 corner bead over here? We are going to weave in the 4 corner bead, this 4 bead over here in the corner. That's what we are going to build on, okay? I'm pulling my line through the first bead like this, all right? This 4 bead, that is what we are going to use to build on. I add 3 bead to the left line like this, put the last bead and cross the right line into it and pull down. Now again my right line into the next bead. This is the right line into the second bead. Remember we are using 4 bead over here. Then I add 2 bead to the left line, cross the right line into it and pull down. Okay, my right line into the next bead. This is the 3rd bead over here. Pull through the 3rd bead of the 4 in the corner. All right, I add 2 bead to the left line like this. I cross the right line into the last one and pull. So now I'm pulling through the last bead, okay, and this bead on the side over here. So pull through the last 4 bead, okay, and the one on the side, this one. Put the line through this one on the side and take 1 bead, crisscross both ends of the line into it and pull. Here I'm going to tie. Make sure I secure the lines and trim it off. And this is what it looks like. This is the first stand. We are going to make it here in this corner and make into the 3rd corner and the 4th corner. Use this 4 bead on the corners, okay, and complete it. And this is what it looks like. Very pretty. That you can stand this basket like this So the next thing we are going to do is to fold the edge of this bag. Okay, we are going to fold one row. All right, fold it. You're just going to push it out. Push the edge out like this. Keep pushing. Push the corners. All right, push like this. Pull it in and pull it out. Okay, just use your second hand to pull it out and fold on it like this. Look at how easy and simple it is to fold. And this is what the basket is looking like. Very pretty. This is what it looks like. And this is not going to unfold. It's going to stay like this. Okay, it's just going to stay like this, not going to unfold back. The way we design the bag is not going to unfold. All right, so you can put the handle, okay, in the middle, count in the middle, position it, all right, from side to side, or you can make the handle too from corner to corner. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Look at how pretty and beautiful this basket is looking already. All right, I'm going to make the handle from corner to corner. Okay, from this corner to this corner. So you can decide to weave the handle separately and attach to the corners, or you can weave it to the bag. All right, so we are going to weave it long and attach it to the next corner. I'm going to start with this 4 bead here in the corner. Okay, this 4 bead, this 4 bead over here, that's what I'm using. Okay, so I put my line through the first bead, then I'm adding 3 bead to my line like this. I'm starting with 3 bead. Cross with the right line and pull down. Now my right line into the next bead. All right, remember I'm using the 4 bead. My line stuck inside the bead and I had to use plier to pull it out. Okay, so now I'm adding 2 bead to the left line like this. Then I cross my right line into it, into the last bead, and pull my right line into the next bead. This is the third one. Okay, this one right here. Put the right line through it, add 2 bead to the left line, cross with the right line and pull down. Now I'm going to pull my right line into the last bead. Okay, this one and the one on the side over here, these 2 bead, I'm going to pull my right line into those 2 bead. All right, this is the last bead of the 4, and I'm going to come up 1 bead like this. I take 1 bead and I crisscross both ends of my line into it and pull down. Now again, we are going to use the top 4 and continue our weaving. I start with 3 bead, cross the right line into it and pull my right line into the next bead, 2 bead to the left line like this. Okay, then I pull my right line into the next bead. I add 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down my right line into the last bead and up into the side bead. I take 1 bead, crisscross both ends of the line into it and pull down. Again, I start with 3 bead. Okay, so this method we are using over here is a cubic right angle weave. That is what we are using for the handle. All right, cubic right angle weave. If you know how to make a cubic right angle weave, it's easy. Just weave it. It's like layers you're weaving on it. The right angle weaves going around in square. That is what we are making over here using this method for the handle. Okay, and now cross and pull down. Now I'm pulling through the last bead and come up 1 bead, take 1 bead, crisscross the line into it and pull down. I start again with 3 bead. Okay, now I enter the second bead, 2 bead to the left line, I cross and pull down into the next bead with the right line, and I'm adding 2 bead to the left line, cross and pull down. Now this is the last bead. Okay, remember we used the top 4. This is the last bead. I'm coming up with the line. Okay, in this top bead over here, the side bead, I take one bead, crisscross both ends of the line into it and pull. And this is what the cubic right angle weave is looking like. I'm going to continue to make 18 of this cubic right angle weave. All right, 18. So we are going to attach to this side, okay? And this is what it looks like. I'm going to continue to make the rest, and I'll come back and meet you here. This is very pretty and beautiful, okay? And now I'm done making the 18, okay? If you count the cubes, these are 18 that I make 18 long. I'm going to attach on this side corner, okay? This 4 bead. This is where my line is in this bead. All right, I'm going to add this. I'm going to position this onto the bag. I'm going to add one bead to my right line. Okay, this is one bead I add to the line. I'm going to pull through this bead. Okay, I'm pulling through this bead. Okay, now I take one bead and I'll crisscross both ends of my line into it. I'm going to pull and pull tight and reposition the handle onto the bag like this. So now my right line into the next bead. Okay, pull through next bead, and the left line I'm pulling through the next bead on the bag. All right, I take one bead, crisscross my line into it, both lines like this, and pull down like this. So again, I'm going to pull through the next bead on the bag and the next bead on the handle. Okay, this one on the handle, I'm pulling through the next bead on the handle, and the left line I'm going to pull through the next bead on the basket like this. All right, now I take one bead, crisscross both ends of the line into it, and pull down like this. Okay, so now I'm going to pull through the next bead to make it firm. Pull through the next bead. All right, like this, and I'm going to come down into this bead like this. All right, and pull the handle very tight. Put the line tight. Okay, put the lines tight like this. Okay, for this line I'll weave it back into the bead to make sure it's secured enough before I trim it off. Look at how this bag turned out pretty. Okay, this is plain basket, very beautiful pearl beaded basket that we made. And if this is plain for you, if you have bead to decorate it or embellish it, you can make it, put it around it, and put it on the handle. So we are going to try and use red bead to embellish the handle and the edge of the bag. All right, so now here is my line on the side over here. Okay, in this first bead, my line is in this first bead over here. I'm going to use red crystal bead. All right, this is what it looks like. It's just a crystal bead red. You can use square bead to red square bead, and this is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. If it's a Christmas theme or wedding theme, whatever it is, you use the bead that you are using for the theme to embellish the bag. All right, so I'm going to add one bead to my line. Okay, this is where my line is coming from, like this. I'm going to go through the opposite way. Okay, this is the opposite into this bead, the next bead. All right, and I'm going to pull it, go through the opposite. All right, the opposite way like this, and pull so the bead can land perfectly into the middle. I add another bead to my line. All right, I'm going to go through. This is where my line is showing in this direction. I'm going to go through. Don't go this way, come through the opposite direction. All right, like this, and pull the line. Okay, pull, and it's just going to land into the middle like this. All right, I'm going to add one bead again to my line, and I'm going to come through the opposite way again, go through the opposite like this into the next bead. All right, and pull the line. Very simple, very easy. And this is what it looks like. Add one more bead. All right, you're going to continue like this. Come to the opposite. Okay, pull your line through the next bead in the opposite direction like this. Pull. Your bead is going to land perfectly in the middle. All right, this is what it's looking like so far. Very pretty. So let's repeat this one more time. All right, like this. Go through the next bead, okay, on the opposite direction like this. Pull. All right, and pull it down. So I'm going to continue the same way like this all the way down onto the handle, and I will hold the other line. This is my line over here showing, okay, it's very long. I'm going to use the red bead, okay, and embellish the edge of this basket red, and it's going to look very, very pretty. We are going to continue and embellish the edge too, okay. I'm going to use the other line to continue. So I'm going to do this off camera, and this is optional. You can make it plain or you embellish it like how I did over here. Very, very beautiful basket, very pretty. Depending on your theme, you can use this basket for your wedding, or depending on the theme that you are making it for. Thank you for spending this time with me again, and I hope this tutorial helps you make this pretty pearl beaded basket yourself. I thank you for watching. I thank you for your time. And please don't forget to check the description box down below for the link to where to get the bead. And also turn on your notification bells so you can be notified when I post a new video. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.